Yes.
So, this is episode 2 of the Money Musician podcast, and where we talk about everything music, from gigging to performing to songs, everything. And today, I got my friends here. They've been gigging in Vegas for a decade now, I think.
It feels like it.
Yes.
It feels like it. Sorry.
And they're professional musicians. They have an original band, a cover band. This is Chastity and Steven.
Hello.
Hello. So I wanted to start off with talking about your guys' cover duo. And you guys call it Sunrise Sunset, right? What do you guys think? So you guys have been performing as a duo for like a long time, right?
Yes. I can't tell you the years.
That's just the answer?
Yes.
Thank you, Miles.
All the moments flashing of how long it's been. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, how long has it been?
Well, I mean, together as a duo since 2018.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, wow. So
6
long
years.
time. And then you did it like solo before?
Yeah. Well, I like sang in other duos and like as a singer for other people's cover bands. And
Solo stuff.
Yeah.
Just like hookah lounges.
Okay. Sweet.
Hookah lounges.
Backyard barbecues.
And then, so as a duo, so do you like playing in a duo better than you did solo? Like, is it more fun?
Yes. 2 singers, way better.
Right, because you get
Well, you could save your voice.
yeah.
We could share the workload. There's also, I think the hardest thing about doing covers sometimes, especially for us, because we're kind of introverted, is the banter. And it's easier when
Okay,
there's
yeah.
two of you.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. The banter's hard.
It's very hard.
Like, when you first like start doing gigs and stuff, you don't really think about that part because you're so like, you just want to get the music down and you want to like just perform the music well, but then you're like, oh, I have to talk to the crowd.
Yeah.
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 And there's no training for that.
No.
You know? You just
Yeah.
kind of get out there and then you're like, oh, yeah, I have to entertain in another way.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, it's like, do you guys have like certain lines that you kind of fall back on?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of just start with like the introduction, and then we say,
You like introduce yourself? You're
yeah,
like,
well, hey, we're Sunrise Sunset. We're your entertainment for tonight. If anybody has any requests, just let us know, and we can play it for you if we know
We'll
it.
play it for you. If we don't know it, we might still play it for you.
And that
just
is a gamble.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy. I don't even introduce myself most of the time.
Well, that's
I just like
badass.
start playing,
No, yeah, that's...
and then I'll slowly like start talking to them.
Yeah,
I think it
But
that's
I've
what
seen
we do.
I've seen a lot of people do that though.
I think we play first. Like we'll play a song, and then we'll do the introduction.
Yeah, we'll play like a song
Yeah.
or two, and then we'll be like, you know.
Yeah.
Dang, that's cool. And you guys do a lot of like requests and stuff too, huh? Like you guys know like how many songs do you think you know?
Okay. If I'm being like completely honest, we're probably the most unorganized duo out there. But
Yeah.
we know.
Oh, absolutely,
We're
for sure.
absolutely unorganized. But we know a lot. We know a lot of the good thing about there being 2 of us is like we know a lot of rock stuff, and then like he covers a lot of like soul stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
you're getting
You get the variety going. That's another perk to being a duo. You know.
yeah. And that's like, and you guys are kind of known to do that, like the grunge covers and stuff like that, right? Like the
Yes.
90s rock stuff.
we read the room, and if somebody, like if it's going that way, we'll do like grunge all night if that's
If
the
you
vibe.
can.
If that's the vibe, and if someone's not like Taylor Swift, then like we will play Nirvana and Soundgarden all night. So.
It was really fun. We had, what was that one crowd on New Year's that like only wanted to hear grunge? And all the alt rock covers, and then one of the managers came in while we were playing. What fucking song? It was a slow grunge. It was like "Nutshell" by Alice in Chains, and the crowd was like, "Fuck yeah, Nutshell!" And then, but then one of the managers came in. It's New Year's. Let's pick it up. I'm like, and then she made us play like Bruno Mars, and then everyone was like,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I
really?
guess,
Everyone
yeah.
left? 'Cause
they
Well,
wanted
they,
that,
they
you
were
know?
like,
Yeah.
they were, they didn't leave. They were just like mildly clapping and
they were like-
you know, they were just like, that was good. But so
Yeah.
it's like sometimes you just, I mean, that's like, you know, we have to read the room and play what the vibe is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Man,
you guys
yeah.
have a vibe with like how you play your songs and your guys' look and stuff. It's definitely a certain vibe, and I feel like it attracts those people, and then those people just want to hang and listen to that kind of music, and that's
Yeah.
I think that's what's cool. I tell a lot of the people that follow me on my Instagram, I tell them to kind of have their own style, have their own like colors that they wear all the time, kind of like their own branding.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys do that really well.
Yeah, I think it's important. It's an aesthetic, and it's something that I think will, I guess, set you apart and have like if you wear the same thing all the time or you have a certain look, people will like connect that with who you are. Like you said, the branding. Yeah.
And you guys usually play both acoustic and sing.
Yeah.
And you guys do the harmonies and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. And you loop as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you guys kind of do like a little combination of both, right?
Yes.
So much hair. A lot of hair happening.
That's cool. And so, what do you think works better? Like when do you just do acoustic? When do you go to looping? Like,
Oh, go ahead. Did you have something to say? Yeah, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I don't think it's a matter of like what works, like if one works better than the other. I think they both serve their purpose. Like, you know, sometimes the acoustic stuff really goes over really well when people are really paying attention, you know, and it like hits people emotionally different, I guess, depending, but you know, and then like I don't know, I guess, I mean, it one doesn't work better than the other. It just kind of depends on the vibe of the room.
and you guys kind of do a combination of both, just to keep it like different.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. To kind of make it a little more variety, and also, you know, like your hands get stiff playing an acoustic
Right,
forever if you had no loop. So like that's just a, you know, saves you.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just saves your
Just,
hands.
like, totally saves
Because
your
you could
hands.
loop the chords and then
Yep.
just keep it going.
Yeah.
So what do you like, how would you set up a loop typically for like anyone who's like looking to start looping, or like what's kind of like an easy way to like loop most songs?
Oh man.
Like how do you do it? Do you start with like just the beat and then you just play on top
Oh
of it?
yeah.
Like-
Usually, it depends on the song. Like if I have a song, because some songs you can just kind of have the beat and have like just the good background beat and then play the song to it. But you know, if there's so many cool songs that have like 2 or 3 chords. Like I mean, Tennessee Whiskey or you know Dreams, Fleetwood Mac. Like those are 2 chords.
2 chords, yeah.
You know, and you could loop the whole thing, bass line, everything.
So you do so you loop the beat and then you play the few chords if they're like repeating, and then and then you do the bass on top of it, and then you solo on top of it.
Yeah.
And you guys are singing on top
Yes.
of it. Okay, cool. That's and then the songs that don't repeat the chords, usually you just do like a beat and play on top of it, right?
Yeah.
Because there's too many chord changes.
There's too many. Yeah, if you're doing anything from the 70s.
Yeah.
It's right.
And
I
that's
mean,
what's-
Dreams is from, you know what I mean.
Do you guys when you play Dreams, do you guys do like the harmonies and stuff too?
Yeah. We do the harmony. I mean,
As
We
much
just
as,
have the-
as much as we
the
can.
two-part
It's
harmonies.
just the two of us, but yeah.
yeah.
If we have Brian, like at a special occasion, then we'll have 3.
Then we have the 3 parts.
Yeah.
And that's like, do you guys like how did you guys get into doing harmonies? Like, was that hard for you? For someone who's like someone who's watching this has like never done harmonies, like how did you guys kind of fall into that?
Like individually or together?
Together, because you guys do harmonies like your whole set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole set.
Yeah. Do you guys just like, is that just something that you practice at
Yeah.
home, and then
Yeah.
or did you just like slowly start singing with her, or like how did it
Yeah,
happen?
the more you sing with someone, the more you're going to build the chemistry, and you're going to find out how they enunciate things, you know, and then you could like lock in easily.
He's actually really, really great at that, because I don't feel like a lot of people, not a lot, but I don't know, but that's not something that other people I've worked with have paid much attention to, and it does make a difference.
Yeah.
Locking
Yeah.
in, like, what do you mean?
Well, just like, if you're going, if she's going like you're not gonna want to go oh while she's doing an you're gonna want to do an
Oh, so matching the vowels.
Yes, that's a big one.
Like starting and stopping,
Yep.
like
Yep.
together.
Yeah.
I think it's just like also like paying attention to the other person's voice, like the style of voice or the type
Yeah.
of voice that they have, and then kind of
Yeah.
mimicking that. I mean, you could choose one. You can choose to not, and it'll probably be fine. But the way we like to do it is that he really pays attention to my voice and I pay attention to his, and we try to, so we're not like,
Yeah.
You've heard harmonies before where like one is like way too loud or
Yeah.
it's not balanced. They're not paying attention to each other
It
sonically.
doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're adjusting the volumes, kind of the dynamics, and you're like blending. Because
Yes.
you guys blend well together. Like your voices sound great together.
Thank
And
you.
and that's just not easy to do. You can't just put any two people together and they're gonna sound good together.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
all of that. And it's cool to point that out because I feel like a lot of people don't think about that when they listen to harmonies. They're just like, oh, it's two people singing, but
I
it's
think
like,
it's hard enough to get the notes, so I get that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard enough
Yeah.
to like nail the notes, so I get why it's not something that people are like paying attention to at first.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's like step one, right? Is like figuring out the notes to sing with that person that's singing the main melody.
Yep.
And then kind of blending your voice and kind of figuring out how to mesh them together properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super cool. So let's talk about like the types of gigs that you guys play with the cover stuff. So you guys do like a lot of lounge stuff, right? And that's like, how would you compare like the lounge gigs to like the corporate gigs? Because you guys have played everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've done like weddings and you've basically done everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you, what do you think about each one?
I think that there are, the pro is that we make money playing all of them, but I think there are pros and cons to all of them. They're all different. It's like the lounges I feel like have more engagement.
Yeah.
Like you have to like be good at engaging. Or
More like crowd interaction.
Yeah, more crowd interaction. And corporate gigs, they're kind of just like shut up and play in the corner. And
It's more like background stuff.
That's what
Yeah.
we've experienced.
Yeah.
Sometimes, occasionally, it's not, but most of the time they're just like, okay, low volume corner. But the great thing about those is that they pay more and it's a short amount of time.
Yeah.
That's how it's been
Gotcha.
working.
Yeah.
And the lounge gigs are less pay,
Less
but
pay,
more crowd interaction.
more
Yeah,
more crowd interaction, longer sets.
Longer sets, like usually 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, usually
Typically.
three to 4 hours. You get hit with like the 5 sometimes, and you're like,
5 is tough.
Dude.
yeah. That's very occasionally we'll do that, but most of the time, not
Yeah.
anymore.
Do you guys remember like getting your first 1 hour set? Or like your first like
Yes.
playing your first like long gig? Because like in the beginning it's like 1 hour seems like so long.
Yeah.
Or even 2 hours or 3 hours. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
I always
Yes.
like think back to that. I'm like, I remember when I got my first 1 hour set, I was like, this is so long. Like I know so many songs. And then now, like 5 hour gigs are kind of rare, but they're there.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of songs.
Oh yeah.
So you guys probably have like 1,000 songs, I bet. Because you guys could do a 5 hour
we
gig
have
easily.
never counted.
Yeah. I don't
We
even
should.
know. There's-
Yeah.
We know a lot. I just don't know.
Have you guys ever played weddings before?
We have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think about weddings?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like it because it's cool to figure out like every couple has their own vibe, and you kind of just we like to talk to the couples, and then they give us like we ask them like are there any certain songs that are like special that you want us to learn?
Okay, yeah.
And
So they
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. So you talk to the couple that's getting married and they give you songs.
Yeah.
Like what do you think? Like 2 or 3 usually when you play a gig like that?
Yeah, and some you're like, oh yeah, okay, expected, like Elvis Can't Help Falling in Love, whatever. And then
the
some
classics.
you play, or some people are like, oh, can you learn this? And it's like something you've never heard. We had to learn.
Right.
We had to learn something that was like African
Oh yeah.
Oh,
or
really?
something.
That was fun.
Like it was great, but
Yeah.
it's like we don't listen to that. We've never heard it, but it was like a huge song in their culture and important for their wedding, and we learned it. And
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
it was like really special to them. So it's like when that happens, I think it's neat.
Yeah.
And how did those people like find you for that? Was that through like a booker, or was that through like your guys' friends?
They saw us playing
Yeah, they saw us playing
somewhere,
somewhere.
and we get a lot of like books or gigs we book directly that way. Like just see us playing somewhere, and
So
they're
you'll be
like-
out playing a lounge, and then you'll have like a crazy crowd. Everyone's cheering for you, and then they come by and they're like, they see you guys, and they're like, oh, I'm looking
Yeah.
for my wedding.
Yeah, they just take like one of our cards.
Yeah, we'll just have cards or something up there with our info on it. They'll take it, and then I mean, what they
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. What is it? Yeah. So like for someone who's like just starting to play gigs or they want to start playing gigs, what is kind of the layout? Like you guys have like your tip jar and stuff. Like what do you guys put out there?
It has. Oh, go ahead. It's
Oh yeah,
changed.
It's
but-
changed over the years. Right now we have just the empty guitar case with I put LED lights kind of going along the inside of it. So
Oh,
it's-
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's just
And then you guys have like the business cards.
right there in
The
front. Yeah.
QR code with our name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like a little Venmo like on the inside if they want to tip that way.
Yeah.
And that just goes to Venmo, or does that go to like your website or anything, or is that just for?
That's for Venmo. We also have like little QR codes like with the cards with the QR codes on there too that they could just take.
That goes to, like,
and that goes to the website,
website.
and like how to contact us and all that.
And is that for Heroine Honey, or is that for the?
We have
cover
both.
Stuff? Okay. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
Oh,
both.
that's cool.
We have like these little pogs for Heroine Honey, and then we have like the Sunrise Sunset card.
Yeah.
Okay, so for everyone like listening, Heroine Honey is their original band, and Sunrise Sunset is the cover duo.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So, and playing with like these lounge gigs, a lot of them like will give you like residencies,
Yeah.
right? And how do you? It's kind of something you fall into, right? Like, what do you think goes into that? If for people who are like gigging now and maybe want to get some residencies or should strive for that.
Well, I think there are some things that you need to expect. I wish somebody would have like told me this so that when it happened to us, I wouldn't have been so dramatic and
Really?
like why. So residencies are great. They're good, for a time. But as you know, like in the cover world, things change. Like
Yeah.
at the drop of a hat, things change. Like management will change, and the management that
yeah.
loved you before,
Might
maybe
not like it.
like the new people come in and they're like, no, we don't want rock music, we want this, and then you're out, and then you've been at a residency for however long, a year maybe or whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, out.
Wow. Okay.
So, I don't know. Like, we don't really do residencies anymore,
Yeah,
but
presently.
Yeah.
presently.
But is there some spots to where you guys like play there all the time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they kind of, and what do you think is? Do you think it's more of just like kind of getting to know the staff a little bit and being kind of cool with everyone? I feel like one of the places that I play at, I mean, obviously they just have to like you
Yeah.
a lot. They have
Yeah.
to like your music and they have to like your vibe, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, even like getting to know the staff and stuff. I mean, like you guys are always super nice to everyone. And I feel like you guys do that really well. It's like you kind of, I don't know, like some of the staff isn't always super friendly.
Right.
And you guys are always super friendly. So I feel like that helps a lot too.
I think it does help to be friendly. People are always shocked that we're friendly. And I'm like, really? Oh, okay. And, I guess it always helps to just kind of, like go up and say hi to everyone and
Yeah.
introduce yourself, because I don't know if that's a thing, but people are, every time we're nice, everyone's like, oh, you're nice. It's like, why? Are other people mean? And sometimes they are. So,
Yeah.
I think attitude is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Yeah, and because like I got a couple questions, like people were asking, like, how do you get residencies and stuff like that? And I think it's just, you just get hired for one gig and you don't even know if it's going to be a residency or not, but you just
Yeah.
go to that gig and you just do your best, and hopefully they just like you, or like it's going to be kind of obvious if you like do really well in that venue. The crowd's going to like it. You're going to get compliments from the staff and the crowd. You're going to make a lot of tips. Management's going to see you play very well, and they're just going to ask you back. And then if you just keep like repeating that like 3 or 4 times, then they'll probably just have you back every week. So that's kind of slowly how residencies like start going, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly how that happens.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never really thought about it that way. So, and with these lounge gigs, you guys are like singing like a lot, right? Like each gig is like 3 to 4 hours. So like, how do you guys, say you have like 3 or 4 gigs in a row, how do you do that with like your singing? Or like even with playing guitar and stuff, like, you know, just how do you guys deal with that?
I think a lot of it is, it starts with also how you take care of yourself when you're not playing.
Yeah, like
That has had,
make sure to eat.
And this is why when we get to a gig and he's like, I can't sing anymore.
Okay.
I can't do it. I'm choking on Pop-Tart bites.
Yeah. Don't work out.
We're completely opposite. We have different things, but I have to really pay attention to how I'm taking care of myself outside of work. So that's just like sleep, hydration. We live in Vegas, and I think that's kind of anywhere. It's like it's important to stay hydrated. It's important to practice outside of, gigging, just vocal stuff.
Like just singing songs or like vocal warm-ups?
Vocal warm-ups
both.
and singing songs. I think it's important. Like for me, I think I have to sing songs that are even like songs that we don't sing in our cover set list. Things that I wouldn't like, kind of like test my range a little bit.
Right.
Just so I have my voice is used to going there, and I have enough room and space to sing for however many hours without getting tired because my voice is stretched.
Gotcha. Yeah. So how do you guys like warm up for a gig? Like say you have a gig tonight, like would you
Separately.
Separately. Yeah,
Warm up separately.
I still warm up to there's a video online with like Seth Riggs and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's getting a vocal lesson from him, and it's about 15 minutes long. And I just sing along with that. That's how I warm up.
You do the vocal warm ups with it?
Yeah, with Michael. You know?
He's just like with Michael. It's true. He does.
I've been doing that for years, but it helps.
Helps a lot, though, yeah.
It totally does.
And do
I
you do
love
that for
Seth
like
Riggs.
guitar too? Like do you do scales?
Yeah. Well, always playing guitar. I try to play like 2.5 hours a day usually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Most of the time. But again, looping, like just playing chords. Bar chords hurt more than like soloing, for sure. I don't know if that's
Right,
the same.
yeah, because you're just holding that chord down for
holding
like,
down like, oh my god.
and especially too because you guys play the ovations.
Oh yeah.
And even on my Taylor acoustic, the action is like a little bit higher than normal.
Yeah.
And so like even like if you're playing like 3 or 4 hours and you're holding that one F chord down or something, that bar chord, you're just like,
Dude, I barely get through one song sometimes. What song is it? Like we'll do a.
It's Adele.
It's Adele, Rolling in the Deep.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
sitting there with bar chords the whole time. I'm like, oh yeah.
And sometimes I'm not
on
paying
fire.
paying attention. I'll be like, getting a drink of water or just like setting up, and I'll just look over and he's just like sing,
Please.
and I'm like, oh my god, okay, sorry. And then
Start the song.
that's a tough one for him
Yeah.
and me.
rolling
But
in
you
the
know,
deep. Yeah, that's a hard song to get away.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we've talked a lot about the cover stuff and gigging in Vegas and stuff like that. Let's talk about your original band, Heroine Honey. I got it.
He's the best. He's always repping.
I look like the old Miles V shirt.
Hey, I hella rep the Miles V shirt. I do. It's my sound check shirt, man.
For anyone who's
Do you miss your
listening,
long hair?
I made a T-shirt with my face on it when I had long hair and it looked like Jesus. That's what he's talking about.
It's a great shirt. You got to bring it back.
Yeah, bring that.
So, your original band, Heroine Honey, how did that start? Because you guys were like a duo for a long time, right? And were you guys like writing songs at that? Like you guys always are writing songs, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it happened?
Both of us were songwriters to begin with, before cover stuff and whatever. So yeah, we were always writing.
Do you feel like you always need that original outlet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you play a lot of covers and stuff, it's like...
Yeah.
I couldn't do the cover stuff without the original outlet.
Yeah. And it's, the cover stuff pays for the original stuff, Like that's,
Yeah.
it's expensive to be in a band.
To be an original band.
Yes, to be an
So
original band.
Yeah.
So you use a lot of the money from the cover stuff to fund the original project.
Absolutely.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And so how did that get started? You guys just started writing songs?
I was hesitant because we wanted to do original music after a while, but he was like, we should start a band. And I was like, because being in bands are tricky. It's tough to find people to commit to an original band.
Right,
It's not the
right.
same as cover band because everyone's, working towards the goal of getting paid.
Right.
And like original bands, you're just like, hey, play my music and spend time with us for free.
Right.
Yeah.
I was hesitant about all that, but eventually, he's so thirsty.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
But yeah, we just started writing, and it just, I don't know, we
Yeah.
kind
it
of
was
just
good chemistry.
tried it out. We just, I don't even think I really had a say so much in that. Steven is really like the one who was like, you should front a band.
Yeah.
We should let's do it. And then it just all fell into our laps and started happening.
Yeah.
So you wrote a handful of songs and you're like, oh, we should just get a bass player and a drummer.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it started, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think back, like,
Yeah,
right? Because it happened so slowly.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it did happen, I was like, I was really hesitant about starting an original band, but it just kind of happened naturally.
That's super cool.
There was really no stopping it.
Yeah.
And how do you guys separate the cover stuff from the original stuff?
Delicately.
Right? Because it's kind of like I try and explain this on some of my content because like a lot of people want to play cover gigs to make money,
Yeah.
but then also a lot of people write their own original music.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you guys keep it separate?
You have to make time for both. And you just we've been doing it for so long. And right now, Heroine Honey is our main focus. But we just have to make the time. There are some days where we're like, okay, we need to add more songs to the Sunrise Sunset set. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And then we do it. And then, the other times we're like, let's, focus on Heroine Honey stuff. I don't know. The Heroine Honey stuff we're kind of just focusing on all the time. For Sunrise Sunset, it's kind of like a thing that we've been doing for so long
Yeah,
that
we've
we
collected
just
so many songs,
adding songs for me and him since we've been working together for so long is something that it doesn't take a ton of time
Yeah.
for us.
So if you had like 100% of your energy, you would put like 20 or 30% in the cover stuff, and then like 70 or 80%
Yes.
in
Yep.
Heroine Honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I think, like I said before, like we were songwriters at the start, and that's where our hearts are. It's in songwriting, and creative expression in that way is what's important to us. So we make sure to keep that the priority, but also keep
Keep the cover thing
keep
going.
the cover thing going because
Enough to admit,
Yeah.
we want to. That's the only thing we want to do as far as work,
Right.
is to play in Sunrise Sunset.
Well, that also makes
For now.
it easier sometimes, because you can kind of create your own schedule for the most part with cover stuff, so you could
Gives you a little more freedom.
gives you a little more freedom. for
Yeah,
sure.
we've kind of, built our life and schedule in a way that so that we can keep Heroine Honey the priority
Yeah.
and have time for it. So that's
Yeah.
why we do the cover stuff. Yeah.
And too, like it kind of goes hand in hand, right? Like when you're learning a bunch of cover stuff, you're learning a lot of like really great songs that kind of trickles into your original writing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it keeps us like well practiced,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we
It-
have like a lot of harmonies and Heroine Honey, so like just practicing all the time with the gigs, like, keeps
Yeah.
yeah.
And you guys just get like new ideas, right? Like,
yeah.
Or like have you ever like learned a cover song and you kind of wrote a song similar to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like
And that
that's all-
becomes your
yeah.
original song?
And like the chords, especially, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that was a really cool progression. Let's manipulate it.
Yeah. What was it? Was it the Beatles that took Moonlight Sonata and flipped it around, and then they, was it Because by the Beatles? It
Yeah.
was like Moonlight Sonata backwards
Oh,
or something
crazy.
like that. Yeah.
Whoa,
Something
that's
like
wild.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I honestly think learning covers and playing covers is like really great. If you're also interested in doing the original stuff, it really like kind of sets you up for all of that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it kind of gives you like, it's almost like boot camp.
Yeah.
It's almost like, right? It's like puts you through the training. You get like the stage experience, and then you get to see what like a great song is written like and structured like.
Yeah.
You get, all the melodies and stuff. Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree. And you guys, so in the original band, so you're the singer, you play guitar and sing harmonies, and then you have Brian on bass and harmonies,
singing, yeah.
and Dylan on drums. So 4-piece.
Yeah.
But you guys do like 3-part harmonies.
3-part harmonies, right?
And it's kind of like what would you say? It's like just rock and roll, or how would you?
Yeah, I
describe
mean, I
it?
would say it's alternative.
Yeah, old school alternative rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And then, so what bands? Because I feel like you guys were like inspired to do the harmonies by a few bands or something.
Oh yeah. Well, Beatles, obviously, Queen. Man, there's too many. All those old
Yeah,
school.
we actually
Yeah.
didn't start with harmonies in the band.
No, we didn't.
But then when we got Brian, and I realized he's a great singer, Steve's a great singer. Why don't we utilize it? So that's how
Yeah,
the
you
harmonies.
slowly like start to figure out everyone's strengths.
Yeah. And I was like, and they sound great together.
Yeah.
Let's use that in Heroine Honey. So, well, I guess at the time it was like 1692 was the name of our band.
That's right.
Have that shirt.
Dark
too.
times.
I have that shirt too. We'll go put it on. And so let's talk about. So we talked about harmonies a little bit earlier, but doing 3-part is a lot different. That's like a lot more to figure out. How do you guys figure that out? How do you guys go about doing that?
Sometimes we'll create demos of the songs, and me and Steve will just sit down and figure out the harmonies, and then bring it to the band. And then Brian's a genius, and he'll just be like, "That works," or "No, that doesn't work."
Yeah. So, yeah, I know. I'm so bad with music knowledge.
Now
like
we're at the
textbook.
point now where we bring the songs, and then we work out the harmonies together.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
so
Brian
you'll come
says
in
they
with like the main melody, and then you'll figure out your harmony, and then Brian will figure out where he fits in
Yeah.
with those two, because it has to stack
Yes.
properly. So like anyone who's watching this, when harmonies is kind of like a crazy thing to get into, and it's a lot of music theory, but then all of like the voices have to like stack on each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and yeah.
Go ahead.
And Brian is really great in music theory because Steve and I, like, sometimes there are double notes that, you guys, like, a
Singing
note that's
like
the same
unison?
in unison. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh no, we can't do that. But sometimes it works, and we're like, okay, let's let it go.
Yeah.
But you're right about like the vocals having to stack and make sense.
And like what we were talking about earlier, they all have to blend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone
We
has
go
to make
over
sure
that,
they're doing
too.
the Oz.
Yeah.
He's big on that. He's like, wait.
What vowel?
You guys did a really cool thing at your last show where you like faded in a harmony. So like you and Brian, like the mic is right here. And you guys slowly were singing a harmony way back here, and then you slowly got closer to the mic, and it had this really cool fade in effect. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I love that. I do that too much. And Brian's like, okay, we're not doing that this round. You don't fade into every harmony.
Well, I think it stems from like we're very big Queen fans.
Yeah, Queen did that.
And if you listen to the Queen stuff, like that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So Brian's always like, I've never done that. Like, what? It's difficult to do because you have to get the angle right, the timing right.
Yeah, just listen.
Like, it's just-
They
They have a
figuring out
pretty
harmonies
hefty
and all
job.
that. It is like just listening to a lot of those bands that really killed it. You know,
Like the
Queen
Eagles.
being one of them.
Yeah,
Eagles.
Queen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beatles. Yeah. All
Yeah.
that stuff. You kind of learn how to like write them too. What was it like? Again, you're gonna know this because I don't. Was it the third and the fifth that are usually the harmonies like surrounding the lead?
It's usually like the root note, the third, and the fifth.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys kind of do some other stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like you'll do some like sixths and like octaves and stuff like that.
In the
too.
studio, it gets kind of,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
that's
we're like, stack them.
Yeah. And I feel like that kind of like makes your band unique though, because I don't know any other bands locally that even do like 3-part. Like it's kind of rare. Like you don't see it a lot, especially in like a rock band too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We like another band that does that is like the Cars, right?
Oh yeah, we love the Cars.
Like highly influenced by the Cars, they do that too. So it's just like it all
Yeah.
comes from our influences.
Yeah, that's all gonna bleed into your own music, you know.
And that's cool that you guys figured out a way to make all the songs that you wrote all with 3-part harmonies too. Like, that's just cool.
That's just like
That's tough.
Oh man,
it comes with the songs. It comes like we write the song and then we're already thinking about harmonies. Like,
Yeah.
as we're writing it. But we can't mention the harmonies because Brian likes to come up with his bass part first
Yeah.
without being handicapped about the harmonies. So
Yeah. Like he doesn't want
Which
to
makes
mess
sense.
with the bass line. So he wants to write the best bass line possible and then have the chore of adding a harmony on top of it.
and somehow he makes
Yeah.
both of those things happen.
Yeah.
Again, genius.
And you guys are like Brian's bass parts as he's playing, and your guitar parts his bass parts as he's singing harmonies, and your guitar parts as you're singing harmonies is crazy. like I actually want to talk about soloing because you do all the solos in the band, and your guys' set is crazy. Like last time when I went to go see you guys, it was like you were singing harmonies and soloing, or like there was so much going on. Like how do you handle that?
Oh man, I just again like just practicing nonstop. Like it's really tough to do the singing with the soloing, but
It's like doing this.
yeah.
It's that thing, right?
Yeah. I think also for me what helped a lot is like my favorite musician's Jimi Hendrix, and when he would do that a lot. Like he would have like a lot of intricate things happening while he was singing. So it sort of trains your brain a little bit with certain people like that.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, just sitting there like over and over, like, trying to play the part and sing over it, you know, until it's perfect.
And how do you come up with your solos?
Oh,
Do you just like jam to the track a lot, or how do you come up with it?
well, for Heroine Honey, it's more like solo-wise, like Hendrix is always a big influence, but like Elliot Easton from the Cars and Brian May from Queen, those kind of, I like those solos a lot because they're super melodic and, you know, they fit the song really well. So it depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
But
like, what do you think
Yeah,
about
that's-
when you guys have like a new song and you're like, okay, we have a little section for a solo. Like, how do you go about thinking about it?
it's
Are you
a lot
just
of
like
times, like,
throwing
I'll be
stuff on the wall
Yeah.
and seeing what sticks?
Well, I'll hum it in my head like a lot of times, like just with like the demo to the song, which is like the acoustic chords, and I'll kind of vocally come up with a lot of it, and then add.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, just in my head, and then like I'll add, I might want it to be like a little technical here, and then I'll like make it a little more technical in certain areas. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I wanted it to be sort of like it's. Just like a nice little melody that goes with the song, So at least in this band, yeah.
So like thinking about it vocally, you think that's more, does it come out like more melodic that way?
To me, it does, yeah.
So it's
like,
more like-
for in my case, yeah.
Because you want to make it like almost like singable. Or
Yeah.
like, there's like a lot of those songs that like the vocal melodies are super catchy, and then you can also remember like I know like Red Hot Chili Peppers does this really well. It's like their guitar parts
Yeah.
are almost like its own like thing that you remember,
Yep.
and it's just like you could sing the whole thing.
Oh yeah. What is it? The scar tissue solo? It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's so good, and I feel like you guys do that really well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's cool to think about your guys' original band because like it's bringing back like the rock thing, which is I feel like there's not a lot of good rock bands right now. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but there's like a few that I've
Mainstream
heard.
for sure. It's like
Yeah.
it's tough to find. I feel like the last rock band I really liked mainstream was Royal Blood.
Royal Blood.
Yeah, right. I can't think of any other like that have come out more recently that really enjoying the mainstream, like on a mainstream level.
What bands? Like I know Nirvana's one that influenced Heroine Honey. What
Very,
other
yeah.
bands did you guys really get something from? Like,
Probably-
like biggest influences.
Probably, yeah. Nirvana's probably the biggest one. The Beatles, Queen, Soundgarden, a lot of the grunge movement, and
And a lot of 60s,
The Doors.
Yeah, the Doors. The last '60s pop too.
yeah.
We
I
love that stuff.
mean, we like to add a lot of like '60s pop and '90s alternative, and like kind of mesh the two together.
Yeah, totally see that. What's the coolest show you've ever played?
Sunrise, Sunset, or
Either
Heroine
one.
Honey.
Cover. You can do both. Your cover
I
band or
think
your original
my
band.
favorite.
Or just any, like, in your whole music career. It could be anything.
This is like strange. Well, it's not. I don't think it's strange, but I don't know. My favorite singer is Chris Cornell. So my favorite show thus far has been the Chris Cornell tribute that we did with Heroine Honey.
Last year.
Yeah,
Where was that?
I was at the Sand Dollar downtown,
Okay, yeah.
but it was nice because it was like a night dedicated to him. So everyone was kind of just singing all the
everyone
songs.
did great. It was a really awesome night. Yeah, damn, that might be my favorite Heroine
Yeah.
Honey show too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And did they just have you guys up for, like, one song? Or how did
We
you do it?
did, we did 3 songs, but like it was great. Like everyone was just singing along, and it was like kind of an emotional evening. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree. that was probably my favorite one so far. That or we opened up for LA Guns. That was fun over at Vamped.
Yeah, that was fun too.
Yeah, that was really good.
And what makes those your, like, favorite shows? Is it just, like, the crowd?
I think it's how we. I'm a
It's how
stickler.
what?
I think it's how we played.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I'm like,
I'm kind of
we
thinking that
tried.
too. I'm like, oh yeah,
What was our tightest show?
yeah.
No,
Okay, so just when the band's all together.
when
and
we're
everyone's
when
like-
we're tight,
Yeah.
like I feel like we did very well. I feel very good
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Then I feel like the tequila shot afterwards is deserved. That's our ritual. So.
Yes, agreed.
Proper ritual.
Yeah.
So have you guys ever messed up on stage? This is a fun question. I like
Next
this.
question.
Or like, what was kind of the funniest moment on stage, or what happened?
Oh man.
Right, it happens a lot as a musician.
Yeah. Well, my head goes to when we were doing the duo gig a few years ago. We had a residency at this place, and long nights. They were like 5.5 hours.
Yeah,
It was like 5.5 hours.
every weekend.
Yeah, and I'm not going to name the place, but the management would encourage us to join the crowd in drinking and taking shots.
These were dark times.
now we got-
Dark times.
Yeah, which I'm not really a drinker, so
The plot thickens.
yeah, the plot thickens.
So what happened?
So I think we were playing Hotel California for like our friggin' 7th time that night. You know how it goes.
Right.
There's some songs that people are going to request.
Well, the crowd shifts.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So
Percent.
The
you
crowd
just,
shifts. It's not the same.
especially over 5 hours.
5.5
5.5
hours,
hours,
different
yeah.
one every. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we would have to repeat songs.
Yeah. And,
Not easy.
Yeah. I just had a little too much. And,
Okay.
and I was like,
Preface: they
Yeah.
like lined up shots in
yeah.
front of the stage, and
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I don't know. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And
So
you did all of them.
I did most of them.
there I was shirtless. Right? Yeah, like, no, I'm playing that. So in Hotel California, I'll the guitar harmony part at the very end, that the outro of the song, I'll play the first part and loop the second part, so then you get the harmonies going. And oh man, I think like when I was doing the first harmony on the guitar, I was a little obliterated at that point, and then I like messed up one note, like, "Bing," and then it came back around while I was trying to harmonize with it, and it was
Oh, yeah. Oh, just the mess up was in the
the
loop.
mess up was in the loop. I was like, oh god.
That's always the best.
I was like, I know it's coming back to get.
That's always the best when the mess up is in the loop.
Yeah.
And then you have to decide,
Well,
like, do
you'll
I
get that sometimes,
like-
right? Even making a beat, you'll accidentally hit a string a certain way, and like, and then like the whole song. Every time it comes back in.
And I have a really like big problem with not laughing at that stuff, because sometimes it's just like this random like, and it keeps going the whole song, and you're just like,
And you're trying to sing the
hold
song
it
on top.
together, and all you can hear is the note.
Yeah.
I would say I remember that, but I was probably also obliterated. I mean, I guess the point is don't drink the
Yeah.
drinks. That because
Don't
they,
drink the
yeah,
drinks.
they'll give you. That's the thing. They'll
Be
give
wary
you.
of your managers.
Well, be weary of the crowd too, because
Yeah.
they will buy you drinks, and we had to. I mean, I had to learn to not. I started asking for like fake shots, like
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
gets me a shot, put water in it.
Yeah.
If somebody,
or just like have them put like a lime in the water.
Yes, so it looks
Yep.
like
a vodka soda or something.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it sounds fun, and it is, but then your tolerance goes up, and then there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
drink
you'll have
more and more and more.
PTSD playing Hotel California.
It's true. He had PTSD about that
I'm
song.
not playing it. I'm not playing it.
There was a time when I'd be like, Hotel California, or California, let's go. And he's like,
No. Not tonight.
Do you think that because like you guys play in front of a lot of crowds and stuff? What is like the craziest thing that's happened at a gig, like with the audience members, or like is there anything crazy you could think about? Any crazy stories?
I'm
Of
sure
gigging?
there are, because we've played plenty of venues. Oh, yeah, sometimes people will just come up.
This is Hotel California.
No, it's okay. Just beware of Hotel California. People lose their minds in the band and out.
The guys of the Hotel California.
Who was it? There was like a guy who wanted to sing it, right? He was
Yeah.
yelling the lyrics or singing the song, not singing, yelling behind me as we're playing.
Well, he was also he wanted to sing. He was like, "Let me sing."
And he was just yelling it behind you.
Yeah.
Howling.
Oh, howling.
And what did
Then Chaz was like, "All right, well, come up. Come sing it." And then he like got up there all confident, and then like got to the mic and was like, He like froze. It's just-
And he didn't sing?
yeah. Well, we were like, come on, no, you sing. Go ahead, sing. You know, 'cause and then he was
Yeah,
What
he
did you
was
say
being he was being a
of
little.
our own devices.
Then he started singing all the wrong words, and then I was just like, "It's not as easy as you thought, is it?"
Right.
And he was like,
Do you remember when I was playing that solo gig? Were you there
Oh,
for that?
yes,
I
yes.
was playing I was playing the solo gig, and it was like a stage, and there was stairs that you could walk up on the sides to get up on stage, and like I'm playing, and then I I like look over, and there's this like very intoxicated older woman just like walking up to me. I was like, oh my god. I was like, what? Security? And she came up and she like, like, hey, hang in the mic, you know, like I couldn't understand the word. I was like, oh my god. And people, I had to like stop the song after, she sang a little bit.
"Look, that happens a lot. There's like a lot of
like a
intoxicated."
cameo appearance.
Yes,
I was like-
and I watched it all happen, and he looked at me like I was supposed to save him, but I was dying of laughter. Like I was just like,
That's hilarious.
this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, man, she was confident too. She was,
And aggressive.
she was like, killed it.
That happens. There's a lot of intoxicated people, and they just
Yeah.
feel like it's karaoke.
Yeah.
That's super funny.
You don't. Yeah, I mean. I think we're trying to have fun with that guy, but you do not have to let people come up ever.
Yeah, you don't
Like
have to let them
you don't
sing.
have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you have another one?
Do you have more?
No. Oh, yeah. Well, no, not really. But just
What do you-
be wary of putting a bunch of drinks around you, and then people like walking up to try and sing into your mic, and then knocking drinks over.
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
Has that happened to you?
Where like it spills on your gear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
won't see the drink, and then and like it gets all over your pedals.
Yeah, there's a lot that can happen. That's crazy to think about.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, where can everyone find you guys?
We're on all social media platforms, mostly on Instagram. Just look up Heroine Honey Band, and I think we're the only Heroine Honey Band. So
Spelled
there.
like this.
Heroine, yeah. Well, there's an E at the end of it.
Yes. We should have said that from the get-go.
So your handle
Yes.
is
That
at,
E is important, right?
yeah, the E is important.
Yes. Not to offend anyone. So yeah, at Heroine Honey Band. I think our website is also that, heroinehoneyband.com. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes, all the things.
New
So
tunes coming out.
Yeah, you got some
Yeah.
new songs coming out?
Yeah.
yeah.
Working
Cool.
on a video.
Yeah.
Music video, sweet.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Right on. So be on the lookout. Thank you guys.
Love you, Mom.
Salt and rustic, and summer by the way she loves you. Mary Mag, blood drips to